I already know what some of you are thinking. How the hell is Joe Budden going to review his own album? Or maybe you think this is a Joe Budden review done by Tim Duncan. I see the comments, you bastards. What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're an indie artist looking for an album review and some promo, you can hit up Luke at redmattersite.com. And what I have for you boys and girls today is my review for Joe Budden's new album, All Love Lost. Now, his last EP, Some Love Lost, came out last year, and this one picks up right where that one left off, with Joe bringing that usual brutal honesty and introspection. This album begins with the title track, All Love Lost, where we get some nice piano and guitar production, and Joe spits about how he let some of his fans down with his last album because of all the extra mainstream features. And then he goes on to spit about his depression, past relationships, and how substance abuse has had an effect on his life. Like in this one instance where he was so pilled up he couldn't even get his dick hard when he was trying to hit this fine thing with double D's. And man, when he spit that line, I just felt a single tear roll down my cheek. That was tragic. But women and relationships have always been go-to topics for Joe Budden. On the song Broke, he talks about how a relationship can go sour and cause love to turn into hatred. And Playing Our Part is about those relationships that don't get overly deep, but still tend to mix up our feelings and emotions because of all the shit that's going on. It's just two people playing their part and kind of going through the motions. And I gotta say, I really respect the honesty that Joe Budden brings on these tracks, because it's not like he's just blaming women for all the bullshit that has happened in his relationships, because he always looks at his own flaws first and admits to some of the dumb shit that he did. So I respect that realness, and you're only going to become a better person when you can look inside and say, man, did I ever fuck up? And that's not me preaching to Joe Budden, I'm just saying that's something that I've learned in general. Now, Love I'm Good deals with relationships as well, but this one's a little bit different, because the first verse is about Joey's relationship with hip-hop and how he hates to see it change, like rappers wearing dresses for just one of the examples that he brings up. And in the third verse, he talks about the relationship that he has with his son and just how difficult it is to keep that going and to build with him, even though he sees himself inside of his son and they're very similar. As for the second verse, that one right there is about a past relationship, and I think some people are saying that it's about Tahiri, which a lot of his lyrics people think are about her or Kaylin. I think those are the two girls that Joey is always spitting about when it comes to love and relationships, but I don't really follow a lot of that soap opera shit, but I do know a little bit about it because he's been rapping about it for years now, and, you know, I'm not blind to that. But one of my favorite tracks on here is Slaughtermouse. This is just one long verse where Joe gives his appreciation to Eminem and lets him know how much he's shaped his own career in life because he's been able to relate to his music. And he lists the song Role Model as just one example of that. He also shows love to his Slaughterhouse homies and touches a little bit on the struggle that they had as a group as they were trying to perfect their sound and come up in the game. So I thought this track sounded really good, it had some operatic vocal production, and I really liked the content and it kept my attention for the whole thing. Very interesting track. And overall, I think Joe Budden is one of the most honest and introspective rappers out there. But I think that might get a little bit boring for people who aren't big fans of him, because on this album, he's just letting loose and telling you everything that he's gone through and how he feels. He really gets in touch with his emotions. So I think his fans will really like that because he's still coming with that mood music shit. But if you're not really into that and you're not a big Joe Budden fan, you might not care to hear all the shit that he's rapping about. And some of the songs do get a little bit dull because the production is very similar, and there are some songs on here that drag on a bit because they're 7, 8, and even 9 minutes long, like the song Only Human, which was taken off of his EP, Some Love Lost, and put on here. But to come back to the production, I'm not saying that it's bad because I actually think it's very cohesive and it has a smooth sound for the most part. But there's just not a whole lot of production on here that blew me away, and there was nothing that was out of the ordinary, because a lot of it is just that melancholy piano production. But I did like Boy Wonda's work on the song Immortal, where Joe Budden is spitting about how he feels immortal because of all the shit that he's put up with in his life, like his own self-destructive behavior, addiction, and suicidal thoughts, and Boy Wonda just brought that smooth piano sound. And this was co-produced by Vinyls as well, so I gotta shout his name out too. But it's very impressive to me how Joey held this album all together by himself. Not saying that I doubted him, but you know how it is with a lot of albums these days. People go crazy with the features, and he just didn't do that. There's Felicia Temple and Yummy featured on the song Unnecessary Pain. Imani lends his vocals to a couple of these tracks. And on the song Make It Through the Night, Marsha Ambrosius lends her vocals, fresh off lacing Dr. Dre's Compton album, and Jadakiss comes through with his usual consistency on a song that's all about surviving the struggle. So that said, I think I've covered as much as I can here. I'd give this one a 3.5 out of 5. But that's just what I thought about it. Hit me up in the comments section to let me know what you think, and make sure you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff, where you like my videos, you share them, you follow me on Twitter, you retweet the videos, and you especially subscribe to my channel. You can also get your FAQ questions in, because I'm still going to do that video. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time.